everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Leia and this is Budget with Leia. Today we're going to be doing our cash unstuffing for week 2 of the month of July. So I'm finally moved into my mom's house along with my boyfriend. So my setup is going to be a bit different. You can probably hear my cat in the background if you the little bell. So we're still adjusting the stuff here and there, but I wanted to be able to at least film this video because I also need to figure out how much I need to pay back towards my credit card, since I did put most of the expenses for the second week of July on my credit card. So, and you'll see everything in just a moment. So let's go to my July monthly spread. July, yeah. Okay, so my week 2 of July starts on the 7th and goes all the way to the 14th. So it's about 8 days or so. The 7th of July was a no spend day. And then the 8th of July was my final utility bill for my apartment. So not any last, not the last bill overall for my apartment, but I know it was the last utility bill for the apartment. So that came out to be $92.54. And then my phone was on the 9th, but that is an expected expense, a bill, so I don't consider that as a spend day. On the 10th, we traveled back and forth between my mom's house and my apartment. And on the way to and fro, we stopped at 7-Eleven and a coffee shop to get just some snacks, really. Mostly, I think I got a drink, and I think my boyfriend got a snack and a drink. I don't remember. But those are the two expenses, really. We didn't have to get gas or anything, which is, doesn't mean I don't have to get gas soon. It just means at the time I didn't. And then the 11th was a lot of expenses because the 11th was one of the days that I had this entire week off to move, and I took the 11th as the day that I needed to do a lot of last minute things. So I switched, we did our change of address. I did mine, my boyfriend did his separately. The DPS, which is a driver's license, so I did mine, and again my boyfriend did his. And then the other stuff that I did, I ended up realizing that we needed a couple extra boxes for the move. So for the most part we were fine with boxes. We were reusing some here and there, but by the time we had moved pretty much, I guess let's say 70% to my mom's, and we still didn't have our furniture at my mom's, so there was nothing we could unpack to organize, because otherwise it'd just be all over the place. So I said, okay, let's just go get a couple more moving boxes, and that's what we did at Target. And then we ate out on Monday, and that came out to $48. More than I expected, to be honest, but that's what it was, and that does include the tip. So already I'm over budget on my eating out, so we'll have to figure out where we're gonna get that money from. I kind of already thought ahead of where that money is gonna come from, but for now I know I'm over budget. So by Monday I knew I was over budget. On the 12th was a no spend day. We went back and forth again to my mom's and my apartment, and the reason we didn't eat out or do anything else is because we ate at my mom's. So my mom made dinner and we ate there. So we didn't have to spend any money in there. And again, gas, we still had enough gas for the both of us. My boyfriend was driving his car and I was driving my car, and we were going back and forth pretty much as we could. We didn't have to make too many trips, which is great, saves on gas, but we did have to do a couple trips between these past few days. But that's fine. I think the worst part was that it was so hot. I live in Texas, so it's above 100 degrees pretty much every single day, and hauling boxes back and forth into a car that's sweltering hot, it's very tiring. So we were tired. By the 11th by the 12th we were really tired. And we went to sleep pretty early that day too. So on the 13th was the day that the movers were gonna go to our apartment, pack everything up, at least the big stuff like furniture, like couch, bed, desks, etc. Pack it up and then bring it here and unpack it all the way here, move it upstairs. So we didn't have to lift a finger in that regard, which was great because holy crap, it was hot. I think I gave the movers like a total of 8 to 10 water bottles through the entire day, just for them to have water, because again, they're working out, you know, that's it's part of their job for them to lift stuff and things like that. But it was just so hot. I kept putting water bottles in the freezer just to cool them off a little bit quicker. But in the end, the total for that was $775.50. Now, it is quite a bit of money, a bit more than I expected, but at the same time, I think it was worth it. I don't know if I've mentioned this. I think I mentioned this in my video. Back in late of 2019, I was in a car accident. It was not my fault, but I was in a car accident, and ever since then, if I lift something in the bad way, or even if I just lift something, sometimes my back just hates me for 2 or 3 days. So I knew that me lifting furniture, me lifting the regular boxes, you know, to and from, like filled with like clothes and books and things like that, was already, I knew I was pushing myself. But the furniture was another step of, I knew I wouldn't be able to do that. If I did that, I was going to hurt myself. So even though it was expensive, it was worth it to know that everything got transported safely, and I didn't get hurt, or my boyfriend didn't get hurt, or my mom didn't get hurt. Because I know my mom, she wants to help, but she's small. She's a small Hispanic lady. She doesn't need to lift, you know, tons of furniture up a flight of stairs. So that was the final bill for the movers, and we gave them a $50 tip, and that was in cash. So that's not money I'm going to be taking out because it's already gone. It's in cash. And then my sister ended up ordering food. And this was like, I guess I should have asked, but I didn't really think about asking. She asked if we wanted food, and I said yes. So we got some food, and then she was like, oh, it's $30. Our share was $30. And I was like, oh, I thought she was going to play. I don't know why I figured that we were all going to pitch in, but I just figured I wasn't. And that already made me even more over budget. So we're currently at like, I don't know, 78, 90, almost $100 in just eating out in 3 days, and that's not my budget. If you guys know, I usually budget about $20-ish every 2 weeks for eating out. So $100 in 3 days. Oh boy. So I'm gonna be pulling from categories that I don't want to pull from, but we'll see when we get there. On the 14th, we went to Target, and this was a split. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my cat wants to look out the window, and the window's right in front of me, and there's no space for her to look at it right now. So she wants to get on a ledge underneath my desk. Anyway, on the 14th, it was a Target run, and actually, no, let me backtrack. On the 14th, we needed to wake up early because the carpet cleaners were going to show up, and they said anywhere from 8 to 9. Okay, so 8 to 9, great, that's fine. We left my mom's around 7. We got there around 7:30-ish, and then what we did is we kind of quickly vacuumed the place because there was a bit trash here and there left over, and we packed up the last couple things, which is like, you know, a vacuum, the ladder, and I think some just general cleaning supplies we had left just in case we needed to clean anything up. And so we got there, and there was nothing to sit on. All the furniture's gone, all our stuff is gone. So we were sitting on the carpet just waiting. 9 o'clock rolls around, no one. They said they were gonna call me when they were on their way. No call. 9:30, nothing. 10 o'clock comes along, and then by this point my boyfriend's like, should you call him? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's go ahead and call him. Whatever, you know, it doesn't hurt. I called the place, and they're like, oh, you know, it's a window. The window is actually 9 to 11. And I'm like, okay, that was not what I was told, but whatever, that's fine. You know, by this point, I can't really book another carpet cleaners. You know, I just want to be done with the whole spending and everything like that. So I was like, sure, no problems, whatever. So he said 11. And then I think 5 or 10 minutes later, the actual person who was coming to clean our apartment, our carpets, called and said, oh, I'll be there 11:30. So we're like, okay, so it's like 10:15. We rushed out the door to be here by 8 so we could open the place and make sure that people were here, you know, etc. And we didn't really eat breakfast. So we went down to one of the shops that's really close by, and we ended up having breakfast, which is what this bistro breakfast charges, which is $37.70. Again, over budget. And all throughout this, I know I'm over budget, and I'm just like, I don't know. I have no food. I'm hungry. I should have budgeted my eating out better, but here we are. Anyway, so that's happens. Then we get back, I think around 11:15. About an hour later, we get back to the apartment. We finished eating. We're good. We're in the car parking, and it starts raining. I'm like, okay, great. So we're like, we'll wait a little bit. Maybe the rain will die down. You know, it's also like 90 degrees outside and it's raining. It doesn't die down. We ended up going inside and bringing up back the bucket. We had a mop and a little quick bucket just to kind of mop the floors because we didn't want to drag any more dirt inside the apartment. And we sat on the carpet and we waited. And 12 o'clock rolls around. 12:30 rolls around. And by this point, we're just like, where is he? He said 11:30. It's now 12:30. Calls us, says he's on his way. Okay. He gets there at 1. At 1 p.m. This entire time, we were a bit upset. I don't want to say mad. I'm just upset that, like, they could have said, you know, our window is from 9 to 11, you know, or if he said he was running late, he could have said, I won't be there 11:30. I'm likely going to be there closer to 12:30. I feel like if I had known, like, a bit, like, if he had been more honest with what time he was going to be there, it would have been fine, but I think that's what upset us. Anyway, got there at 1, finished by 2. We paid him, which was $191.60, and we did it through our Zelle app because his company phone wasn't working, and he said it happens, and if we could do Zelle. We got our receipt to make sure that it was paid for. We good deal, done deal, you know, and we immediately went to Target. And then we ended up buying a bunch of stuff. So my boyfriend paid for half of this. I think his half was like $120-ish because he was buying a couple extra things for himself. And then my half was $105.06. And that was just including a couple things here, groceries, a couple grocery stuff, a couple household items that we needed that I didn't realize we needed until we were packing everything up. And yeah. So it's a lot of expenses. And in total, I had 3 no spend days, which honestly doesn't feel like much at all because of the amounts that I spent, right? $775, $191, and then the, you know, all the money on food, etc. So yeah, so that's pretty much, I think, most of my moving expenses. I think the only last thing I need to pay is if my apartment sends me any bill or last minute bill, or actually in my utility bill, but it's not utility for the apartment, it's the electricity bill, which is separate. And I don't think it's gonna be another, I think it's gonna be like maybe $20 at most, because it's for the last few days that we were there, which is from like the 8th through the 17th. So it's like about a week of electricity. So I don't think it's gonna be more than $20, maybe $25. So we're good there. So let's go to my expense tracker and see where we're at. Okay, so here we are. Now, these are all the expenses. This one right here, which is the mover's tip, was in cash. So, you know, that's the amount that I won't be taking out. In total, I spent $1,383.59. I'm gonna be unstuffing $1,333.59. Now, the thing is, part of this money is already in the bank, okay? Because I did a bill exchange and I took the money from my moving envelope because I had reached over $1,000 into the bank, and it's currently a slip. So you're not gonna see the actual $1,000 in cash. It's gonna be $1,000 as a placeholder. And then right here, I kind of just totaled each category, so it's a little bit easier for me. So moving was $1,101.43. Eating out was $127.10, and groceries was $105.06. So let's actually get unstuffing here because I need to do quite a bit. Let's see, let's do the moving first because that's gonna be a good chunk of it. So my moving envelope, I have, let's see, I have 1,100, and actually it's not 1,150 because I forgot to subtract the, when was this, the 13th? The amount for the movers. So in here I have 1,100, 1,000 of which is in the bank, okay? And I need $1,101.43. So I'm short $1.43, but that's okay. I'm probably gonna take it out of another envelope. So 1,100. So now we're gonna subtract the 1,100, which is today is the 15th, I think. And now we're at 0. So if I do need to pay any fees for my apartment, I don't have the money in here to do that with. So I might put a little bit extra money in my next paycheck, which I'll be doing tomorrow, to cover any more costs. I don't really know how much more, if I really deem more than, I guess, $100. I really don't know. Our apartment was spotless, you know, everything was clean, the carpets were clean, you know, nothing was broken, etc. Everything was fine. So I hope there's nothing, you know, cross your fingers, there's nothing that they bill me for. It's gonna come out from this, whatever I put in here in the next paycheck, and my emergency fund, which I don't want to pull from, but that's what it's there for. Okay, so that is the moving. That's pretty much it for this binder, really. Put that there. And now we need to figure out where we're gonna take out the rest of the money. So I need a total of $233, I believe. $233.59. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take everything out of groceries. Okay. Because I thought about this ahead of time, a little bit. We're gonna leave gas as it is. I'm gonna take everything out of eating out, obviously. Okay, and we're gonna take everything out of miscellaneous. Okay, so we're gonna come back to gas in a bit. Okay, so let's actually figure out how much we have in here before I start pulling from other envelopes. So I have 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68. Okay, so that's obviously not enough. Okay, so what we need to do is go into a rollover. This is my rollover binder, and let's see what we can do. So I'm gonna take everything out of eating out. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Is that correct? That is correct. Okay, and then I'm gonna take everything out of groceries, and then we'll see where we stand. So let's write that in before I forget, because there's 118 in here. So unstuffing for the 15th. That's what we're gonna do. That's, you know, I mean, these are envelopes are what they're there for. You know, there's money that I didn't spend over the past few weeks, and if I need it, I pull from here first before I pull from anything else. So now that we have this money, let's figure out how much we got. Okay, so we need a total of $233.59. So $234. Let's just say that $234. 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96. 196. So I need 34 plus 4. $38. And now I can take it from miscellaneous. So I don't know if I'll have change exactly. 20, yeah. So what we're gonna do is figure out, take out what we need and put the rest back in miscellaneous. Okay, so 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200, 205, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So 31, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So this should be 234. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 200, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 2, 3, and 4. $234. And in miscellaneous, we're left with 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So let's write that in. Sorry for my cat, by the way. She's still around in the background. Let's put this money back. And then we can put this away. Alright guys, so this should be all the money. So this should be $1,334. So 1,100, 20, 40, 60, 81. So 1,200, 20, 40, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 300. So 1,300, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 31, 2, 3, and 4. $1,334. And this placeholder means that the money is already in the bank. I had already previously deposited $1,000 in the bank. That way I didn't have all this money lying around for the move. So this is all going to be put back into my bank, and then pay off the credit card charges right here and replenish anything that was like a debit, because this one I had to pay with debit. So yeah, so there you go. That was all my moving expenses so far. I think I have maybe 1 or 2 more, just last minute bills and things like that needs to be sent out. But overall, that's it. So I will be doing a cash stuffing pretty soon. So be on the lookout for that. It feels like I've been away and not filmed a video in such a long time, but I think it's just been a week. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you guys next time. Bye.